believe that you still love this show after ripping it apart as much as you have. If you really like this show, then why would you hate so many of its episodes, huh? Huh?
I don't. I hate 4 episodes out of like 131 episodes this show's made. That hardly means I hate the show. Yet, I will admit, that seems to be a common thing people assume. Look, just because you consider a show one of your favorites does not mean you're never supposed to criticize it. In fact, if you're a true fan of a show, you of all people should criticize it because it means you followed the show so closely that you picked up on what makes it work and what makes it fail. And the same applies if you disagree with something negative someone says about it because you think they may have missed a point or two about the show. There's nothing wrong with defending an episode you like. That's what the beauty is of doing negative reviews in the first place. It opens up discussions and lets you view episodes in another way. And even if there is an episode, like this one here, that most can probably agree is a bad episode overall, that doesn't mean something beneficial can't come out of it. This episode, this pile of filth, this is the whole reason I started doing reviews in the first place. In fact, I take back what I said. There are good things to say about this episode. This episode was so bad that it actually made me reevaluate the episodes of the show I previously found terrible. Now when I look at episodes like this, I'm actually thankful they didn't get to the point this episode went to. Yeah, they had flaws, but at the end of the day, there's still that Ed, and Eddie charm to them. This doesn't feel anything like Ed, and Eddie. This episode makes me so happy this show ended when it did, because if it didn't, I shudder to think the kind of punchline it would be right now. Honestly, I'm glad I got to experience this episode again. I mean, if I hadn't, I wouldn't be able to understand why I was such a bitter-ass floating crystal head when I started this channel. Why I started this channel tearing into an episode that, honestly, might not have even been deserving of the amount of hate it got. And I definitely have to thank you for that, Anti-Jem. If you didn't challenge my views and force me to really look into the worst this show could do, I wouldn't be leaving here knowing now, more than ever, that this is a show that I could never bring myself to hate.
But
Damn! Didn't see that coming.